In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top tips on how to survive this holiday season without gaining weight. What's up guys, Nikki Fit from NikkiFitFitness.com, and I am back for part 2 of my how to eat healthy and survive the holiday season without gaining unwanted weight. So in the first video, I gave you 6 tips, and I'm gonna review those really quick. And then in this video, I'm gonna give you 6 more tips that you can implement in the next time you have an event or a holiday party. So in the first video, we talked about spoiling your dinner, eat before you go, making sure that you eat normally and don't save your calories leading up to the event. That's gonna keep you from overeating. Picking protein when building your plate, right? When you're getting ready to figure out what to eat, pick your protein first. Tip number 3 was filling up on fiber. So look for those vegetables, right? Look for whatever roasted vegetables or mixed salads or whatever you can do and add those to your plate next. Also 2, eat and chew slowly. Most Americans do not eat slow enough, and it takes your stomach and your brain 20 minutes to talk to one another to say, hey, I've had enough food, I'm hungry. So if you wolf down your food in 10 minutes and you overeat, and I'm sure some of you have experienced this before because I have in the past, where I've eaten and I've got done and about 15 minutes later or so, I'm like, oh God, I'm so full, right? Because you overate and you never gave your body that time to signal your brain, hey, I'm good, I don't need any more food. All right, so the other 2 tips that I gave were use smaller plates. That goes for any time in life. Fill a smaller plate up. It's just a way to control portion sizes. And then my favorite one of the first video was using the spoon method. So all you're gonna do is when you get ready to enjoy your sweet treats or your desserts, your cakes, whatever it might be, use a regular spoon and portion out as many scoops as you want, or 2 of each or whatever, as many different varieties of treats that you want, right? I guess is what I should say. And put them on your plate. That way you get to taste everything and you don't feel deprived, like you had to give up your holiday treats because you're trying to be healthy, right? So, and once again, it is a way to have portion control. All right, guys, so this is part number 2. So let's talk about the 6 more tips on how to survive and how to avoid that unwanted holiday weight gain when at events or just in life. All right, so we're back to talking about events, right? So when you're at an event or you get invited to an event, tip number 1 here is bring your own food. So anytime I get invited to an event or a party, if the opportunity comes that I can bring a dish, I always volunteer, and I usually bring some kind of salad or some kind of roasted vegetable, because I know at most events there's going to be a protein that I can find to eat, but there's not always a good vegetable. Or if there is, maybe there's only one. And then if I bring another one, then now I have 2 different vegetables that I get to choose from. Another really cool thing about bringing a healthy dish or a healthy side item is that you get to expose friends and family, 1, to your new healthy lifestyle, and 2, maybe expose them to a vegetable or a dish that they've never tried before. Also, too, when they start asking, oh, this is great, it's awful healthy. I have people say that all the time, oh, it's so healthy. And they start asking about what you're doing. Oh, you look so great, what's going on? Or you look like you look so refreshed. I have my clients say that people tell them they look refreshed, right? Because they have energy, because they're eating good whole foods. There's a glow that comes about you when you start to become healthier, right? Your skin looks better, your complexion, everything, you're more well rested. So anyways, you're going to be getting questions, right? And that is your opportunity to inspire others. Your journey is a personal journey when it comes to transforming your body, losing body fat, gaining lean mass. Yes, it is a personal journey. It is your journey, but your journey, remember, inspires people. Especially nowadays when we're on social media, we have the opportunity to change lives, guys, to motivate others, to give them what you've received, right? If you're starting to feel good and you see the changes and you're like, wow, I can't believe this is me, this is my body that I get to live in, right? I hope and I wish that for all of you. And if you would love to experience that feeling, please reach out to me. My email is in the bottom in the description, and I'm happy to talk to you about how to get from point A to point B. But you can influence and impact so many people by your journey. So it's that simple, right? I'm saying bring your own food and, talk to others at the party about your experience. Okay, number 2, turn your back on temptation. You're at a holiday event, you walk in, everybody's hanging out, they're drinking wine, and they're doing their thing, and there's all this spread of appetizers and snacks and goodies. Say hello to everyone, be nice, grab your drink of water or alcohol or whatever it might be, grab a light snack and move to another room. Turn your back on temptation. So if you're standing around with a group of friends and family and you're drinking wine and there's a bunch of cookies and stuff sitting out, it is very likely that you are gonna wanna munch and eat. So instead of doing that, move to another room. There's probably a group of people sitting on the couch in the other room watching TV, watching football, whatever it might be, and hang out in there. So remove yourself from that temptation until it's time to eat dinner. All right, so number 3, this one is a life lesson I feel like that I had to learn. And this is about food. Yes, I'm making it about food, but also it applies to real life. Just say no. And I'm not talking about drugs. So just say no. So when Aunt Sally says, here, have some more pie, or here, have some more of this, sometimes we have to just tell people no. I'm from the South and I grew up, being fed with love. And I, even to this day, I love to feed people. I love to take care of them. I nurture them and show them how much I care and love them and appreciate and welcome them into my home by feeding them, right? But if it's the wrong kind of food, that's not helping us, right? So, sometimes we have to tell Aunt Sally no and no thank you. And one of the great things you can do is you can compliment them and then say no. So you would say, oh my gosh, your green bean casserole was amazing. I loved it. Thank you so much. But I'm just too full to eat any more pie. But thank you. I just want you to know how wonderful it's been. So compliment them, tell them how much you enjoyed their food. But then, just politely say no. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the life lesson that I had to learn. I was, probably always will be, but I'm working on it, a yes person. I will tell people yes to my own detriment, right? Even if I don't have time, sometimes I will tell people yes, I will do things. And I think that it's something that we all need to learn, that I'm still working on. I learn it, I know, but I still struggle with it, is we have to tell people no. We have to be jealous of our own time. And guess what? It's okay to tell people no. It took me a long time to realize that. So be jealous of your time, of your body, what you put in your body, and just politely tell people no. And guess what? It's okay. Absolutely okay. So, all right, tip number 4 is wait before you go have seconds. Pretty straightforward, right? So I feel like that's something that is easier said than done. I feel like it's something that seems like very much so common sense. But when you're in the thick of it and when you're in the moment with everybody and everybody's eating and blah, 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 sometimes you just have to take that moment to pause and be mindful, sit for a moment, drink some water, enjoy the conversations around you, enjoy the family and the friends and the moment that you're in, be present in that moment, right? And then after 10 or 15 minutes, if you really think you're still hungry, then you can go back for seconds. But also too, remember, there's multiple opportunities usually in the holiday season. I know this year's a little bit different because of COVID and some people aren't seeing families or there's not as many events and parties, but you might have, or most likely will have, another opportunity to indulge. So you don't always need to go back for seconds. Just remind yourself that, hey, tomorrow I gotta go to grandma's house and we're gonna do this again. So you know what, I'm good. I don't need seconds right now. So that's just something, in an internal conversation you can have with yourself when, thinking about taking that next bite or getting another whole plate of food. All right, number 5, take it easy on the white stuff. So what is that? That's your breads and your pastas and your cookies and your candies, right? So sugar and highly processed foods. So here's the problem when it comes to sugar and processed foods and things like that. And this goes for year round. When you eat highly processed foods, high sugar foods and things like that, what happens is your blood sugar spikes. Okay, so your blood sugar raises really quickly, and when that happens, your body releases a hormone called insulin. And insulin's job is to do multiple things, but one of its main roles is to lower your blood sugar back down to a baseline level. So if we go up really, really quick, our body releases lots of insulin to bring it back down just as quick as it came up. So we have this happy baseline of a blood sugar level that our body likes to be at. And when we spike it really quick and bring it back down really quick, sometimes it drops below that baseline and it sends a signal to our brain that it's time to eat again, right? We're hungry again. You need to feed me again. So have you ever ate Thanksgiving or ate Christmas dinner or whatever it might be, and you ate a lot of food and you're not hungry, but then later you're like, man, I could eat again. I'm hungry. So that's your hormones. That's not you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. It is your body, right? So, but the thing is that we can control it. We can control it by eating protein, eating healthy fats, eating stuff that's not processed. Filling up on fibrous foods is going to help keep our blood sugar more stable. So being mindful of that, take it easy on the white stuff, and that goes for year round, right? When you eat highly processed bullshit, I'm just going to say it, your blood sugar goes up, it goes down, and then you're on this blood sugar roller coaster. And here's the other thing too. Insulin's other job is a storage hormone. It tells your body to store fat, okay? So if you are constantly having this release of insulin, you are not going to tap into fat stores. You are not going to burn fat. So that's why when you are trying to transform your body and lose weight, it's very important to keep your blood sugar levels as stable as possible. I can talk about that for a long time. If you guys want any more information on that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to talk about it. All right, so number 6, this is the one that nobody wants to hear, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyways. Beware of the booze. Once again, alcohol is not your friend, okay? Yes, it's fun, it takes the edge off, but it is a toxin to your body. Hence being intoxicated. That's where that comes from, right? So when you introduce this toxin into your system, your body stops all other forms of fat metabolism and it says, hey, we gotta process out this toxin ASAP. We don't want it in our body. So there's been studies that have shown that fat metabolism is stalled for 24 to 48 hours after you consume alcohol, right? So let's say you drink alcohol 4 days out of the week, 5 days out of the week. You are never allowing your body time to do what it's supposed to do. Your diet might be perfect, right? Everything's going really good, but you just can't seem to lose the weight because you're constantly putting a toxin into your body, and I'm telling you, it is not worth it. One of the biggest things that I found when I changed and had my transformation about 5 years ago, I was about 185 pounds, and I'm about 130 pounds now, was when I quit drinking alcohol. It was a big deal. The weight, it just seemed like it started to fall off. And it's easier said than done. It wasn't perfect in the beginning. You know, I still had some days where I drank and I didn't, but then it was one day I just clicked and I had quit drinking for such a period of time that I started seeing progress, and it got really exciting. And I was like, man, every time I'd have a drink, I would feel like awful the next day. I couldn't go work out, or I didn't want to go work out, and then I'd crave bad food, and it was a vicious cycle, right? And it came to a point where I was like, this is not worth it. It is not worth ruining my workout the next day. It's not worth ruining all the hard work and effort I put into planning my meals and prepping my food and being mindful, and all this effort we put in to our lives, into ourselves to become a better version of ourselves, and then we sabotage it with alcohol, right? So yes, that was my diatribe. I went on a rant. Sorry, I feel very strongly about that. So the other thing with booze, and to be aware of booze, is yes, it's empty calories, and the other thing it does is it loosens your inhibitions, right? So, you know, you might be, I'm not gonna eat any pie, or I'm not gonna do this, or I'm gonna only have one serving of this, and Nicole told me, you know, that eat a smaller plate, that's what I'm gonna do. So you have every intention of doing that going into the party, going into the event, going into dinner. And you have a couple glasses of wine and that's it, right? Everything's kind of a free-for-all from there on out. And you can tell me I'm lying, but I'm gonna call you out and say that's BS too, because you know I speak the truth. All right, guys, so those were my 6 more tips. Sorry if you didn't like the last one, but it is what it is. So those are 6 more tips to add to your nutritional toolkit to help you survive holiday events, parties, different things like that. All right, so I've got one more video coming up. I'm going to release it in a couple days, and it is the final video, and we're going to focus in that video about what to do when you are hosting a holiday event and how to make it the healthiest possible. All right, my friends, if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. Also hit the thumbs up button, give it a like. And the other thing you need to do is hit that bell icon, so the next time I post a video or a workout, you'll get an alert that it's live. So all right, my friends, that is all I got. Happy holidays, sending lots of mad love and energy out to you for your week. If you guys need anything, my email is always in the description of my videos. Please do not hesitate to reach out, or even you can schedule yourself on my calendar. I'd love to talk to you. All right, my friends, be good, take care, sending lots of mad love and energy out to you. I'll see you guys soon.